With the listening exam, you will be presented with 4 types of listening materials. You will be required to fill out the missing information. There are 4 parts to the listening section of the IELTS exam. The first part is a conversation between 2 people in a social context. The second part is a speech or a talk by one person in a social context. The third part is a conversation between up to 4 people in an academic context. The fourth part is a talk by one person on a subject in an academic context. Each of these parts will have 10 questions that you need to respond to. For the listening questions, you can choose to answer the questions using a paper-based test or a computer-based test. With the paper-based test, you have 10 minutes to fill your answers to the questions. You will only have 2 minutes to review your answers to the computer-based test. There are 10 possible types of questions for the listening section. You may only see 5 of these on your test. The types of questions include matching, multiple choice, note completion, form completion, table completion, sentence completion, summary completion, short answer questions, map, diagram, and planning and labeling, flowchart completion. You have a total of 30 minutes to complete all of the questions in the listening section. To further understand the types of questions and the points associated with these questions, let's take a look at the following chart. For matching, the most commonly used in Part 1, you will match items with its description. For multiple choice questions, you will choose the correct answer from a list of choices. For sentence completion, you will fill in the missing words to complete the sentences, paying close attention to the idea of the sentence and not to the exact words, as the speaker may use different words to convey the same meaning. For form completion, which is most commonly used in Part 1, you will look for specific information to complete a form. For note completion, the questions can take on many forms, with the most common being used in the academic context, for example, notes on a lecture. For table completion, you will be required to fill in the missing word to complete the sentence given in the table. For summary completion, which is most commonly used in Part 4 of the listening test, you will be given a part of the transcript of the audio recording and you will need to write in the correct word missing from the summary paragraph. For short answer questions, which is most commonly used in Part 2, this question will ask you to identify specific information about a topic. For map, plan, and diagram labeling, you will be given a plan of a building, for example, or a map of a specific location or a diagram of something, and you must fill in the missing information. Flowchart completion. Most commonly used in Part 3, you will be asked to complete the missing information in a process, where the flowchart represents a process. In terms of the listening parts, there will be instructions told to you before the audio plays. You will have time to look at the questions before the audio begins to play. Note, the recordings will be played once at a time, only one time. You will have to answer the questions as the audio plays, as it will not play again. The audio will be broken down to only a certain number of question sets. For example, questions from 1 to 5 will refer to one question set, and questions 6 to 10 to another. Your job may be to write down information or fill in the blanks with the missing information from the conversation for each question. Tips for improving your listening skills. How to sharpen your listening skills. Listen frequently to different types of materials from various subject areas such as sciences, social sciences, arts, business, and others. Listen to different types of accents, such as the Canadian, American, British, or Australian. Watch movies and TV shows and listen to the radios. Listen and take notes on talks you hear on YouTube or on TV. To get a band score of 7 or higher, you need at least 30 out of 40 questions answered correctly. You should guess if you don't know the answer, since you don't lose points for guessing. Tips for test day. Take notes while you listen, focusing only on major points connected to the main idea. Pay attention to new words expressed by the speaker. These words may be repeated and will be often tested on those words. Listening questions must be answered in order.